Hello, friends and family. How are you today? Today I'm gonna talk about how Big Dragon drowned. So, Big Dragon was the kid who lifted me up on his head to see how uncle on his knees begging about something like, oh, I do not remember even a teeny word what he said. Just remember he was really sad and begging. I said, Uncle, don't cry. And Uncle stopped crying, still on his knees. Um, um, just quietly wiping tears. um, so I have been thinking about for a long time who's that kid who lifted me up? Who was he? Why didn't I have the memory of growing up seeing him? Who was he? Eventually, I finally, oh yeah, it was him. Finally figured it was Big Dragon. So, Big Dragon's mom has um, a grown sister, something like that, and then Big Dragon, um, his brother Big Eagle, and and at the time I was a toddler, I think they had a little sister or something like that. So, um, uh, there was one summer day. Um, I think it was during the springtime. There came a somebody, a fortune teller, to tell the family that Big Dragon is short of water in his life. So short of water in his life, so the fortune teller suggested that Big Dragon change uh, his, his name into Big Ocean. And um, so if he's Big Ocean, his brother will change from Big Eagle into Big Dragon. And um, and their sister would take over the Little Eagle name. So that eagle can be a boy, can be a girl name. So they did it accordingly. And then after a while, when everything settled in that um, hukou, that time everybody has a ID called hukou. After everything settled, um, they decide Big Dragon, now Big Ocean, should have a ceremony in Labor Park. So that time, that's the best looking park in town called Labor Park. There's a man-made lake. Um, it was like 6 or 7 kids dragged him there, and then came back to tell his mom that he drowned. Um, actually, things like that happen. Similar things. I met the similar situations many times. Like, so I have to learn swimming very carefully, and um, I know better. Never accept any food from stranger wherever I go. Um, just I was always really careful. It wasn't until I went to Beijing that I figured, wait, it is dangerous everywhere. The boss was mean. The um, situation just always the the landlord just kicked me out one way or another, one time or another, just many times. Had to look for lodging. Um, just many situations. I just felt safe with Camel and Liu Shaoqi's grandson and Gao Min there. He told me he was Liu Shaoqi's grandson, but he never told me that he was that little boy that I grew up with. I assumed that Liu Shaoqi had many grandchildren, and he was just one of them. Looks like I checked Wikipedia, checked many sources. Um, he was one of the very few, I guess. Um, well, that is, well, come back to how Big Dragon died. So Big Dragon became Big Ocean, and Big Ocean was never afraid of water, needed water so badly, and then he drowned. And then his mom is crying, look for that fortune teller. That fortune teller disappeared. And those kids who took Big Dragon to swim also disappeared. Nobody knew who they were. And I always thought it was just an accident. Now I see it's not. And I was thinking, because Big Dragon, as a young child, preschool age, how could he lift me up on his head? After all, I was a pretty big toddler. I remember he carried me over some iron sword, that web that's already hard enough. How did? But I also walked through myself. How did he carry me all the way up to his head? There got to be someone else helping him. And I was thinking and thinking, there just wasn't a memory for any other kid growing up with me, carrying me up above Dragon's head. And who's that other kid? It seems like a girl. And I've been thinking and thinking and thinking. I think, yes, I got it, who that girl was. We'll talk about it another time. Thank you so much for watching and listening. I know you're there. I know you're always there, wondering what the answer was. Why there are people just have to cut me off from you. From you and Camel. Why? Why you just pointed at me? I know my sister's there, and I looked around. Oh, now I see you meant me. I was your sister, and you were the only child of your dad. Thank Lord, the ones who protect me were all very precious. So anything happened to them, I guess people would dig them, the criminal, out and say, how could you hurt the only child of our great previous leader? Something like that. Yeah, this is what I want to talk about. Big Dragon drowned. And I think I overheard that train driver half a year later also died. Accidentally killed himself or something. I don't quite remember. I knew this because my mom and dad had been talking about this for a long time. They say, how could that happen? Why is that? And I also heard that train can go all the way to Beijing. We'll talk about this in another video. I think I must speak it out. It looks like that I'm the only surviving witness of that of that day when Uncle was on his knees asking Chairman Mao some favor. And I was like, Uncle, don't cry. Talk nice. Uncle, don't cry. Talk nice. I don't know how I talk those with my... I guess that was the only thing I could say. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in next one. And hopefully next time I don't start to remember other things and I could start new topic like current Iran or something. Okay, I love you guys. Bye.